Hey everyone, this is Kyoji, and just to let everyone know, I'm still working on that Reaper video, just wait a little bit more. But this caught my attention and was brought to me by my friend Verno. To put it in short, he was trying to call out this user for reacting to not safe for work content. And I'll explain his reasoning soon. But then, assuming a fan of his made a video as well, spreading misinformation, but I'll let Verno explain his side after I finish reacting to how they handle the situation. By the way, this is also an experiment video, since I'm not just gonna react to this guy's video, but also the fans as well. If you guys like this and want me to do more in the future, comment down below, and now with the video.
Pretty much, for those who have not seen Verno's post that he made about me, I'm pretty much going to explain everything because I have no choice but to try to defend myself. So for those who don't know about my series that I do on the channel, which is called Freaky Animation Friday, for those who don't know what the series is about, it's a series where I react to the wild / crazy / out-of-pocket videos I'd be finding on YouTube. So yeah.
Not gonna lie, that was the stupidest thing you could ever done. I know how he's gonna explain why he did this, which I'll get to, but YouTube is for the general audience. What does the general audience include? Not just adults, but teens and kids, which is still not recommended to make this type of videos on the platform.
Yesterday, Verno and John and JC and Cap wanted to all talk to me in the server yesterday about my series that I do on the channel. And they began to question me about why did I make the series to be 15 and up. So the reason why I made my series to be 15 and up is because I see that at a mature level.
My guy, this was an awful excuse. Why in the hell would you say something like this?
And there are a lot of people who watch adult cartoons at a young age. For like me and my brother, we did not watch adult cartoons till I was like 12 and he was 11 at the time. So that's where it gave me the idea to make the series to be 15 and up.
I can understand where he's coming from, but the only difference is depending on what the adult cartoon is showing and how kids can handle it or what's too inappropriate. And for me, I can handle fights, swearing, and blood, but not sexual content. As for your case, you are showing sexual stuff to a 15+ audience, which is heavily not recommended as it can cause so many bad behaviors from it. Now on to video 2, which we'll get back to this guy's response later.
So essentially what's happening is some people named Verno or something like that is trying to expose him for being a pedophile.
Jesus Christ, already misinformation. I've talked to Verno about this and he told me he never called this guy a pedo, but a few people did, which we will get to, and was only telling this guy about how it's weird to show sexual content to a 15+ audience. He never called this guy a pedo.
And you would typically think that he talked inappropriately to minors. Well, that's not necessarily the case here. So Verno exposed him for making a video.
No, there wasn't a video from what I've been told by Verno himself. This was a private conversation that went public. From what I can understand the gist of it.
About Freaky Friday, which is essentially ZJ reacting to out-of-pocket videos on YouTube. So he made a video where he told people that he's a pedophile because ZJ didn't make the watching inappropriate videos on YouTube reaction video. He didn't make that to 18+, or he let 15-year-olds watch it.
After from the clip we watched, yeah, he admitted to fucking putting this videos on 15+ because he thinks it's mature enough when it's really not.
Well, here's why he's not a pedophile in this situation. He literally let 15-year-olds watch the video because he thinks it's appropriate to let them 15-year-olds watch, and 16-year-olds and 17-year-olds and 18-year-olds, yada yada yada. He thinks it's appropriate for them to watch it because he thinks they're mature enough to handle it. Why? Well, he thinks that because that's the truth, I think, in my opinion as well. Because why are kids allowed to play GTA 5 with clubs, private rooms with models, and they can watch Family Guy, The Simpsons, freaking like inappropriate TV shows at a young age, and nobody calls the parents pedophiles? But then you're gonna call my boy ZJ over here a pedophile when he's just letting 15-year-olds watch the videos that aren't even as bad as GTA 5 and not
so much worse than the other guy's response. Like I said previously, it depends what they're watching. Even then, kids who are 15+ should not be watching sexual content. As for the GTA 5 games for the parents, people do call out the parents for that. Because why would you buy an 18 plus game for a kid who's not even old enough to fucking read?
And another question that they asked me is why am I promoting my content to minors? I am not promoting my content to minors, or nor do I want underage minors who are like 9 and 10 like watching my videos, because
You do know 15 plus doesn't just mean 15-year-olds are only watching these videos, right? It also means people who are also younger can also watch this video as well. And technically, you are promoting it since you're posting it on your YouTube channel.
Before I even continue the story, I want to clarify that I did go back to all my videos and I did age restrict them to be 18 plus. So you need to be 18 and older to watch my series. You cannot be underage to watch it, just for the safety of my content and my community.
I like how this guy was all high and mighty claiming how 15 is mature, then immediately makes the videos 18 plus. What a fucking coward. Also, you know there's some kids who will use their parents' accounts to watch these types of videos, right?
Now, also in that VC, they weren't letting me get the chances to explain myself, and they were all calling me a pedophile.
This is something I can agree with. This guy should not be called a pedophile since it's a serious word, along the fact there's no evidence as far as I know of him talking to little kids in a sexual manner. But there is evidence of him being a fucking idiot who thinks 15 is a mature age to watch sexual content and being ignorant as well, which this video shows very well.
I tried to text back JC, but he also blocked me, and also JC's message, which very hurt me a lot.
Again, I condone the guy who's calling you a pedophile without any evidence. I also condone Has-Been Hotel making the show 15 plus when it's an adult show that shows harassment, rape, and adult topics. Kids should not be watching this show. Now this is where I'm going to end his video because he just goes off on a tangent about same-sex marriage, etc., which that's his belief and I'm not going to respond to that. Now, on to the other guy's video.
So essentially, he's getting mad at ZJ for letting 15-year-olds watch it, but then 15-year-olds can play GTA with nudity in it, and then, also watch Family Guy and all these adult shows that the parents let him watch, and then the YouTube
Verno wasn't mad at him for doing that. He was calling him out for that. Hell, I would have done the same thing if I came across this guy's channel. This kid sounds like a debate, bro. That's gonna be the end of this video too, since they just go off and show evidence on how the guy isn't a pedophile, which, again, I agree, he isn't, mostly because there's no evidence for it, and for the people who called him a pedophile out of the blue with no evidence should be ashamed of themselves for saying it in the first place. With the video being almost over, I would like to give my friend Verno a chance to speak. Take it away, Verno.
So, now it's time for my guest segment. I want to explain some confusion caused by ZJ Hinson's video. Let me say this before I begin though. I am not comfortable doing this, but when a false narrative is being spread, either intentional or unintentional, I kinda feel the need to respond because I care about the image of my platform. So, in ZJ's newest video discussing the situation of me cutting ties with him, he decided to start the narrative that I would have accused him of being a pedophile of all things. I am not kidding, by the way. The whole claim was, by the way, started from this community post from my page, which was deleted but is still in his video. I'll read it out for you all now. John 2008 and I have decided to completely disassociate with ZJ Hinson. He has done some bad things. We tried to confront him about showing NSFW to a 15 plus audience. Decided to make excuses for why he did it and decided to explode at me, John, JC and Captain Ver. He's now banned from my server. Go support my friend Glon 2008, by the way. So, that community post is probably raising a few eyebrows among you all. You might be thinking, holy shit, showing NSFW to a 15 plus audience? What the hell did he do? Well, it is a bit complicated. He has a series on his channel called Freaky Animation Friday. It is a similar concept to Corey X Kenshin's Spooky Scary Sundays. But with Freaky Animation Fridays, the concept is that he reacts to very inappropriate animations, and with inappropriate I mean fellatio-esque stuff, and the age range he put first was 15 plus, because, and I quote, 15 plus is a mature level in his eyes, and that many people would be watching adult cartoons at a young age. He used himself and his brother as an example. I don't really have to explain why that explanation is flimsy at best, am I right? Adult cartoons normally have an age restriction for a reason. That is because those cartoons have contents that aren't suitable for children, whether it be gore, harsh language like slurs, or fellatio. Those things are subjects that a minor's mind can't really process. And that is why such shows are normally 16 plus or 18 plus. And ZJ, you thinking that reacting to such content would be 50 plus in any way is bordering on irresponsible. But to give him some good points, he actually age restricted all of his videos, which is something that I unironically applaud. But now we get to a segment which actually made me angry, because he's straight up being dishonest.
Now, also in that VC, they weren't letting me get the chances to explain myself, and they were all calling me a pedophile, in which, one, I am not a pedophile, or never in my life I would groom a freaking child, because I would go to jail for that. John, Venro, you guys already know I am not a pedophile, or never in my life I would never talk to minors.
I will say this, with spinning that narrative, you have done something that is quite difficult to do when it comes to me nowadays. You have actually managed to piss me off. Out of the 4 people, 2 people called you a pedophile, and they immediately retracted that and apologized for doing that. By the way, I won't disclose the names of who called him a pedo since it is a private matter, but I definitely did not call you a pedophile. You know from my content that I would never do something like that, since my points are always made based on actual evidence. Which is why it puzzles me that you try to go to the point of me accusing you of pedophilia, even though that isn't true. I told you that you're irresponsible with your platform. That's it. And I think you at least subconsciously are aware of that. And to put the icing on the cake, when I unblocked you to clarify everything, I found out that you have me blocked. So I don't really have a choice but to do this. And now that you have made this video right here, you've mobilized your audience to make videos spreading this false narrative as well. One video was already made just trying to defend you over this false narrative. I won't tell who made the video since I don't want harassment to occur to that person. To end this off, to the fans of ZK Hinson, just know that you are spreading a false narrative without noticing it. And please listen to both sides of an argument instead of just one side, otherwise the narrative is completely botched. And to ZK, I want you to know that I am not mad at you at all. I am just disappointed in you that you as an adult are trying to spin a false narrative. We all aren't calling you a pedophile, nor are we calling you a pred. You're just someone who needs to be more responsible with their audience. You have over 10k subs after all. And before I end my segment, let me say this. Using the YouTube age analytics for your evidence is not good, since it can be easily exploited. For example, if you use your parents' account, your view is counted as an 18 plus view. But anyways, that's it for my guest segment. Go subscribe to Kyoki the Green Kaijin, and thank you for having me on here, Clary. I'll see you all on my channel. Bye.
Well, what have you learned today, folks? 15 is not a mature age, never call someone pedo without evidence, and always do your research, and mostly and mainly, keep private conversations and private. Anyways, this is Kyoji the Green Kaijin signing out, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye, my greenies.